so as you can tell, I'm not in my usual hangout. Hope to be soon again and comfortable. But anyways, that's why I'm a little late to the party on this particular trend that is kind of going through YouTube right now, wherein some more high-profile YouTube channels such as Nando V Movies and Patrick Willems have issued the One X-Cellent Scene Challenge. Sorry, I should put more emphasis. X-Cellent Scene, wherein they discuss and analyze their favorite scenes from the X-Men Fox movie franchise. And they left an open invitation for any and all YouTubers to contribute on their favorite scenes, so here I am. Whether this makes the playlist or not, it's okay, but it's just something fun to do, and I've got some time to kill, so why not? Now, I've noticed that a lot of my favorite X films have already been claimed. A lot of my favorite scenes in a lot of my favorite X films have already been claimed by other YouTubers, and I don't want to be retreading on familiar territory at this point. I mean, I don't know how I can top some of these in-depth analysis and critiques on these scenes other than just maybe showing you a real-time reaction of me crying at the end of Logan. So, in order to kind of break away from the flock a little bit more so, stand out, why not discuss a good scene in a movie that I don't consider that good? Yeah. Alright. The honest truth here about my Dark Phoenix opinion. Dark Phoenix is very mediocre. It's very up the middle, not the best, but not really the worst. It's fine, could be a lot better. I understand why we got what we got with that movie. Not only was it coming up right behind the very, very moving and emotionally impactful Logan, which felt more like a finale to this series of X-Men films than Dark Phoenix did, but also they had to deal, not just during production, but afterwards, with the upcoming Disney acquisition. It kind of makes Dark Phoenix this little whimper of an epilogue, but that's not to say it's not worth checking out for some curiosity. There are some good aspects of this movie that were given a little bit of opportunity to develop, but just didn't see their full potential, I feel. And I'm here to talk about at least 5 things I enjoyed about the opening space mission scene. And these will be legit things that I recognize in this scene and try to very much appreciate given what kind of product Dark Phoenix is. So let's kick it off here. I do kind of like the angle they're going for when the X-Men take off on this space mission to rescue this shuttle, in that you see kind of the world's response to the X-Men now, in that the X-Men aren't viewed as freaks and monsters anymore. They're seen as high-profile superheroes and celebrities. That kind of harkens to a little bit of what happened in the comics with certain runs, such as Whedon's Astonishing X-Men, where Cyclops and Wolverine and Emma Frost and the whole bunch of them wanted to come off more as public superhero personas and less so as this secluded group of, mutants that people would immediately distrust, to put themselves out there in the public eye and show that they have good intentions. I genuinely do like the coordination of powers in this scene, wherein in previous X-Men movies, I'm sure I'm not the only one in feeling this, it always felt like the Wolverine show, in which case you focus entirely on Wolverine and hand-to-hand melee combat, or all of the X-Men have to incorporate Wolverine in some way into their fighting style or into their scenes. Either that, or you just have the X-Men go off on separate missions and it never really feels like a team effort, so to speak. They all have their own kind of components to a singular mission, but you never actually see the full team pooling their resources on one shared objective. Here, it's a little bit better and a little good to see the actual coordination of powers and personalities put together in order to rescue this shuttle. Charles Xavier on the ground coordinating the team and NASA via Cerebro. You have the veteran X-Men in Mystique and Beast kind of giving their input not just from tactical but also from scientific, since Beast is there and he's observing the solar flare as it's approaching this shuttle. You have the younger X-Men who are Quicksilver, Storm, Jean Grey, Nightcrawler, and Cyclops. All of them contribute their powers in some effort to this shared objective of preserving the shuttle for long enough to get the crew out of there. Nightcrawler and Quicksilver go in, Nightcrawler teleports him, Quicksilver rescues really fast. You have Cyclops actually getting to use his optic blasts early on in the movie here by being able to disable an engine so they can slow down the rotation of this out-of-control shuttle. You have Storm using her powers to ice up and seal cracks in the hull. And then you have Jean used to hold the ship together as the solar flare approaches. It was interesting to finally see a non-Wolverine-based action sequence wherein the X-Men get to utilize their powers in this combined effort. I like the demonstration of Xavier's hubris a little bit more so in this movie. Because the X-Men have a higher profile, because mutants are being accepted more readily at this point in the franchise, he's a little bit more confident, he's got a swagger to him, dangerously self-confident, to the point that he is fully willing and able to sacrifice Jean in order to make sure all of the astronauts are rescued and the X-Men walk away as heroes, much to the dismay of Mystique, who wants to look after her students and her kids, essentially. I do like that little internal mental debate that's going on momentarily in the scene wherein Charles is trying to say, this will be good optics for us and we'll be heroes. Jean, you can do this. I have faith in you. It's full-on arrogance coming from Xavier at this point, and who can argue that he hasn't earned that arrogance with some regard, because, like I said, the mutants have a higher profile now. He feels very secure in their place in the world and has sort of forgotten how easily that can tip, against them. Sophie Turner. Without a doubt, they're trying to really make Dark Phoenix her vehicle, her starring vehicle. And I feel she is game for the material for the most part. She is trying to do the best she can with what she's given. And in this scene, I definitely do feel a little bit of that anxiety building up in her with regards to living up to not just Xavier's expectations, but Mystique's, being able to kind of put aside her feeling of inadequacies with her powers. I get that in Sophie's performance here, and I feel it is executed, again, to the best of her abilities. It's just a shame she wasn't utilized more effectively in it. The fifth thing I can say about this space mission sequence, and I don't mean this as a joke either, this feels like the last scene that Jennifer Lawrence had investment in. Again, I don't mean that as a slight against her or against the production, but it just genuinely comes across like that, in that you could tell maybe she's a little bit more invested in playing the role of a team leader, of someone coordinating the efforts of these kids. It's one of the few scenes you'll see her in the blue makeup after this point, and there's a vibrancy and a commitment to this clearly defined role of teacher and leader in her that does come across. And then for the rest of the movie, she pouts at James McAvoy or looks just very tired to kind of be rehashing plot points. I do feel as though this space mission sequence was the exact moment when Jennifer Lawrence was like looking right at that finishing line of, oh man, I won't have to sit in the chair for makeup for hours on end anymore. Oh boy, let's put everything I've got into this space mission scene. Hope you enjoy the 5 good things I was able to pick out of the one scene I really liked in Dark Phoenix. Smash that like button, I guess, or whatever. Cheers.